Victor Wembanyama and the Spurs just defeated the reigning champs Oklahoma City Thunder in 7 games and are going to the NBA Finals, and this is Victor Wembanyama's 3rd year in the NBA. And don't forget, before the season started, the Spurs' projected win total was 44.5, and they hit 62 wins, demolishing that prediction. And after winning unanimous DPOY, being all defensive first team obviously, and all NBA first team, and a top 3 MVP finalist, going to a finals in year 3, it might be time to talk about Wemby's trajectory as maybe becoming the GOAT. First, I want to do a little bit of housekeeping going into the finals for Wemby. Already a 2-time All-Star, 3-time block champ, All-NBA, Rookie of the Year, and unanimous DPOY while being a 2-time All-Defensive member. Oh my goodness. And we can tack on a Western Conference Finals MVP and a finals appearance for Wemby here in year 3. So what would it mean if Wemby at 22 years old goes into the finals and takes down the New York Knicks and wins the NBA championship at 22 years old? Well, let's get into it. Well, first, he would be the first player since Dwayne Wade in 2006 to be a 3rd-year player to walk in and win NBA championship and finals MVP, which Wade did in year 3 and at 24 years old. And if Wemby win finals MVP, he would be the 2nd youngest finals MVP of all time, and it's crazy that Kawhi Leonard, Tim Duncan, and Tony Parker are also all on this list. That's just nuts. And having a unanimous Defensive Player of the Year, All-NBA first team, top 3 in MVP voting, a ring, and a finals MVP at 22 years old, that's a Hall of Fame career in 3 years. And he would already be making one notch on all of those championships that he would need to win to put himself in those convos with Jordan, who has 6, and LeBron, who has 4, and Kareem, who also has 6. Obviously, to be in the convo, you need multiple championships, and getting after it early is huge. Not to mention, he already has that Defensive Player of the Year, which is something talked about in the GOAT case all the time about how Jordan has one and LeBron doesn't, even though LeBron should have won that one, but we'll get into that in a different day. But anyway, it seems like Wemby could win multiple of these awards as he got snubbed his rookie year. People think he could get to 4 or 5, maybe even 6 Defensive Player of the Years. Also, I feel like it's safe to say that he hasn't even entered his physical prime yet. Most of the physical primes are anywhere from 24 to 30 years old, and he's only 22 years old. We're just seeing almost the worst version of Wemby we'll ever see right now. So yeah, if Wemby and the Spurs can get it done right now, I think for his GOAT legacy, it's going to be moved up a lot, and I think we're going to be expected to see him put in those convos maybe a lot earlier than we thought. But what does it mean for the rest of the league? If the Spurs win the championship this year, their first playoff appearance since 2019, Wemby in year 3, Castle in year 2, Dylan Harper's a rookie, what does it mean for the rest of the league if they get it done? Well, I feel like this Spurs roster is going to be set in place for the next couple of years, 5-6 years even, and the only player I could see leaving is maybe De'Aaron Fox because he's a bit older. But the majority of the cast will remain the same for the next 5-6 years, I think we can all predict. And I fear we are going to get the same sort of style of NBA that we got when the Warriors were running their dynasty. And no, I don't think everyone's going to start shooting a bunch of threes or change that the way they play, but I think that everyone's going to be constructing a roster in order to directly counter the Spurs the same way people were doing it in 2017. Now, how is that going to look? I have no idea, but you're going to have to be able to get past Castle, one of the best on-ball defenders in the entire NBA, and then have Wemby in the paint, unanimous DPOY, maybe the best shot blocker of all time. It's not going to be easy. And I really feel like this Spurs team is the team that we really should be afraid of, and they are the team that we all thought that the Thunder were last year, the team that was going to terrorize the NBA for the next 5 years. The Spurs are a younger team, and they are a better team. Literally, just beat them outright in 7 games. Yes, there was injuries. J-Dub and AJ Mitchell were not playing. De'Aaron Fox did not play in game 1 and game 2, but in any series, you're going to have injuries. And because of how young this team is, and specifically how young this team's core is, I see no reason why they shouldn't be able to go to back-to-back finals over the next 5 years, barring a crazy injury. I mean, they were just 2 games behind the Thunder in the regular season. The team with the back-to-back MVP, the team that is the reigning champions, they were right there the entire season. So I feel like this Spurs team is actually more likely to be that dynasty that we were talking about with OKC after they defeated the Pacers in the 2025 finals. I feel like if the Spurs win the finals, they're actually more likely to turn into that dynasty than OKC is. The next thing I want to say is the face of the league argument debate will be officially over. It's already pretty much over with Wemby, but if they win the championship, you can basically wrap it up and send it to Antarctica. With LeBron likely out in the next 1 to 2 years, the league desperately needed a new face of the league over the last 4 years, looking for someone to latch onto for the future. And the problem was that players didn't want to be the face of the league. Jokic just wants to go out there and hoop. He's one of the best offensive players we've ever seen, and the diehard NBA community absolutely loves and respects his game. The problem was Jokic didn't really care, and he wasn't going to do any of the extra stuff to become the face of the league. And Embiid and also Giannis were also mentioned in these talks, but they would get injured so much, not play, and they would be out for playoffs, and Embiid had that huge knee thing, and it just wasn't going to work out. And after winning one championship, SGA is probably one of the most universally hated NBA players I've ever seen. I mean, my entire Twitter TL is just SGA hate. People were saying we all need to come together and hate watch OKC in Game 7 and root for the Spurs, so there's no way it could be SGA either. And Anthony Edwards, someone else that was in those talks, literally said, not really. That's what they got Wemby for. And honestly, it's not even that big of a stretch to say Wemby was the face of the league through all of this discourse. He was the #1 pick in 2023, one of the most hyped prospects of all time, and he pours his entire competitive energy into the game. And does Wemby want to be the face of the league? Does he not want to be? I don't really think it matters because he is going to be the face of the league, especially if the Spurs win this championship. There will be absolutely no question. He will be the entire face of the NBA and for basketball worldwide. And honestly, Wemby and the Spurs, I feel like, are going to be so dominant that I wouldn't be surprised if players started fleeing to the Eastern Conference. I feel like Western Conference Finals Game 1 was an immediate wake-up call to all of us that the rest of the league is not on the same level as these two teams, especially the Spurs. I mean, teams this young, Wemby's 22, Harper's a rookie, Castle in his second year. It's almost, I sound like a broken record here, but it's something we've really never seen before, a team this good with this many second, first, and third year players. And obviously they would still have to play the Spurs or even the Thunder in the finals, but if they want a chance to even make it there, it might be the best business decision for some of these young stars to go to the East and have an easier path. I'm going to end this video with a picture of me. I hope you guys enjoy it. I just wanted to talk real quick. You can click off the video if you want, but thank you guys so much for almost 7,000 subscribers. Making NBA videos and just talking about the NBA is something that I love to do every single day. I talk about the NBA with my friends every single day. I love the game. I watch it all the time, and so just seeing the support on the channel is absolutely amazing. I'm not going to stop. I'm going to keep going. I love every single one of you that hit the subscribe button. I think 90% of the people that watch the videos are not subscribed. So if you did make it to the end, please subscribe. Join the community. We're trying to hit 10,000 subscribers. I love you all. Peace.